Trump has a new plan for the Middle East, and Bibi Netanyahu is not happy with it. Neither are a lot of Israeli officials. And, Trump had just started his first foreign visit as the 47th president, and he decided to do it in Saudi Arabia, then Qatar, then UAE, and he's made a lot of hundreds of billions of deals while he's there. But what's important, more important than the deals for the Middle East, is what he said in his speeches. And it shows the change in direction that the U.S. is now taking when it comes to the Middle East. And for the first time, I actually believe that Trump is America first and not Israel first, because he's taking decisions, he's moving forward, in spite of it not being aligned with Israel. Number one, even before he went on this trip, number one, he made a deal with the Houthis without considering Israel, bypassing them, not even telling them about it. Number two, he had direct talks with Hamas, bypassing Israel to release the only American Israeli hostage left, and that was done. And third, he is having negotiations with Iran, in spite of Israel saying, don't do the negotiations, let's join together and attack Iran. And he actually said, no, I want to make peace. And he kept on saying this in his speech he did in Saudi Arabia, kept on saying how he wants to do a peace deal with Iran. And there are rumors that they are very, very close. We might actually see this in the next couple of days. But I want to show you this clip, which I think is one of the most important parts of his trip to the Middle East. And it just shows the stance that the U.S. is now taking, which is different to before.
And it's crucial for the wider world to note this great transformation has not come from Western interventionists or flying people in beautiful planes giving you lectures on how to live and how to govern your own affairs. No, the gleaming marvels of Riyadh and Abu Dhabi were not created by the so-called nation builders, neocons, or liberal nonprofits like those who spent trillions and trillions of dollars failing to develop Kabul, Baghdad, so many other cities instead.
This is a direct attack on neocons, neoconservatives, and people like Bibi Netanyahu, which is part of that group, that favor intervention, that they have done intervention after intervention, whether that's in Iraq, whether that's in Afghanistan, whether that's in Libya, whether that's in Syria, supporting a lot of times extreme factions that then become ISIS and other terrorist organizations. They support those groups as they did previously in Al-Qaeda to fight the Russians, and it always causes havoc in the region. It results in civil war, it results in hundreds of thousands of people dead, and then the Americans have to, after supporting them, have to fight them, because then they become too big and kind of move away from U.S. policy. This has happened so many times. It's great to hear someone say that this was wrong and that those guys didn't have a clue what they were doing, causing all these interventions, which were supported in a lot of instances by Israel and the neocon group, which is still heavy and surrounded. Trump is surrounded by those neoconservatives that want intervention, that want war. And even during the Obama years, we had a lot of those interventionists. He mentions there Baghdad, which was a failed project of trying to bring democracy to the Middle East, and it backfired massively. He's saying, we're not here to lecture you anymore. You've done a great job. You know what you're doing. It's a very different stance. It's a very different strategy that Trump is taking. And, he says he's America first. This looks like it's America first. Let's hear more.
The birth of a modern Middle East has been brought by the people of the region themselves, the people that are right here, the people that have lived here all their lives, developing your own sovereign countries, pursuing your own unique visions and charting your own destinies in your own way. It's really incredible what you've done. In the end, the so-called nation builders wrecked far more nations than they built, and the interventionists were intervening in complex societies that they did not even understand themselves. They told you how to do it, but they had no idea how to do it themselves. Peace, prosperity, and progress ultimately came not from a radical rejection of your heritage, but rather from embracing your national traditions and embracing that same heritage that you love so dearly.
They told you how to do it, but they had no idea how to do it themselves. This is basically saying, we're sorry, for thinking we know better into your complex society. You know better. You are the people over here living. You understand how your society works. Every society is different. Your society is not perfect. There is no society that's perfect. We all have issues. We all have challenges. But we're not going to be the people anymore that come and tell you things, because it creates more damage than good. There is no place that America has intervened in that has resulted in a more prosperous society that didn't come at the request of the people. Say World War II and things like that. Obviously, the nations wanted them to intervene, as opposed to the Middle East, where none of the nations wanted them to intervene, at least not the rulers, right? And in that speech, he also said something actually very beautiful. I don't believe I'm saying that about a Trump speech, but whoever wrote it for him was good. He said, "Look at what you've done. You've turned desert into forest. And look at what Iran has done. They've turned forest and greenery into desert." And, he keeps on saying in that speech, "I want to make a deal with Iran. I want them to do good." And now, for the first time, the whole Arab nation won a deal with Iran. They're all pushing for a deal with Iran. And of course, Israel doesn't want that, because the Arab nations know that if there was a war with Iran, the whole Middle East would be in chaos. And they've built, UAE, Qatar, all these places have built their infrastructure. They've invested. They rely on the people working there. And if there's a war, obviously everyone's going to just leave and the whole economy is going to break down. So it's no one's interest to have a war with Iran. And I would say it's not in Israel's interest to have a war with Iran, because that's going to create just more and more chaos. Those are bygone days. We want peace. We want prosperity. We want to work together to build a relationship, to invest with each other, in each other, and trade. And it aligns to what Trump is focused on, which is investment and peace. This is different to what Bibi Netanyahu is focused on, which is war, annexing Gaza, resettling Gaza. What is he trying to achieve? He's trying to starve the population. He's trying to force them out. He said this himself. The issue, he said, is no one wants to take them. Why would any of the neighboring countries participate in those war crimes to force those people out, when we've seen this game before? We know what will happen. They will never be able to return. Why would we reward Bibi Netanyahu with demolishing the whole place with the intention to make it unlivable? And I want you to, I'm going to share with you this letter that was sent by more than 550 former senior members of Israeli security officials, from the former head of Mossad, former head of Shin Bet, which is like the FBI of Israel, former head of defense, the ambassadors to many countries, all coming together, sending a letter to Trump, basically saying that we need your help to put pressure on Netanyahu to move away from these intentions, because it's endangering not only the hostages, not only the region, but endangering Israel itself. Mr. President, we share your view that military power alone does not resolve conflicts, nor does it secure long-term stability. The time for diplomacy is long overdue. Indeed, the Gaza war no longer serves Israel's national objectives. With every passing day, it undermines that which has been accomplished by our successors and their brave troops. Most important, as you have correctly noted, it risks the lives of our hostages. If continued, the war, as well as the aggressive annexation policy on the West Bank, challenges regional stability. It might force peace partners to distance themselves from your historic achievement, peace partners being in the Arab world. It threatens to ignite a broader conflagration, undermining allies and U.S. interests. It certainly dooms prospects for Saudi normalization and Israel's integration into a powerful regional coalition to check Iran's meddling. And Trump sees that. Trump doesn't want to be associated with someone that he knows is failing, is not pro-peace. He doesn't want to taint his image. He's said this many times. He doesn't want to surround himself with losers. And by losers, he means people that are going to fail. And it's clear now, not just from the pressure that, from the outside world, that people are putting pressure on Netanyahu, but inside of Israel, there's a lot of pressure from ex-government officials themselves. It, as they say, endangering Israel itself. I want to show you also the last video, which just shows how the narrative now is just a joke. How they've completely lost it, and they're just saying things and not even engaging in the discussion. Facts don't matter anymore for the governments, the Israeli government.
America has done this deal without Israel. They've done a deal with the Houthis. No Israel. They're talking to Iran. No Israel. Isn't this all humiliating for Benjamin Netanyahu?
Yeah, that's again the story which Hamas wants you to share, but this war will end when the hostages come home and Hamas are gone. Simple as that.
I'm merely stating facts and asking you questions. You can't
No, they're not
answer
facts,
every...
they're opinions. They're opinions. We won't
Hang on a
rest
sec.
until
Americans
your
have done
opinion
this.
is Marcus.
I appreciate that. Completely appreciate that.
Ask me a
Tell
decent
where this
question,
is
I'll
wrong.
answer it.
Well, please do. Tell me where this is wrong. Did the Americans have any involvement in the release of this? The Israelis have any involvement in the release of this hostage? Have the Israelis had any involvement in the deal with the Houthis that the Americans have done? Are the Israelis talking to Iran at the moment? That's were my questions. Where am I wrong on that? Please tell me, because it'll be interesting to know.
We are closer than ever with our American allies. What you're sharing is a view which Israel's enemies would like to share it to the outside world. It's not just wrong, it's morally backward.
It's morally backward to even ask those questions. It's Hamas talking point. So now you can't even ask questions. You can't even take fact without being labeled as a supporter of Hamas. They're trying to make it as you're either with us or against us. Is this question supporting us or making us look bad? If it's making us look bad, that's what, you're with Hamas. You're with our enemies. They've just lost the narrative. And the narrative is very clear now. They're trying to displace the Gazans. They are starving them. They are denying clean water and medicine to enter. They have a plan to annex it. They have a plan to resettle the Israelis into Gaza, which is a war crime. Trump realizes that they don't want peace and is bypassing them and doing his own thing. He's focused on normalizing the relationship, moving away from this war, getting a ceasefire. He's pushing for aid to enter, not in the maybe the best way, but at least he's forcing aid to enter. Netanyahu, I think, has only a few weeks left, maybe months. But what I believe is going to happen is Trump is actually going to get a deal with Iran, which would be an amazing thing for the region, for peace, to have a chance. He's removing sanctions from Syria so that conditions improve, so they don't have to rely or for these extreme factions to come in and create an ideology of hate that will spread when conditions are terrible. They want conditions to improve. And that was at the request of Saudi Arabia. I think the future is exciting and bright in the Middle East, but you never know. It could be just talk. Netanyahu, I'm sure, has a lot of things that he can, a lot of options to kind of delay the peace process. We'll see what happens. Let me know your thoughts on this, whether you think a deal will actually happen with Iran. If you did like this, do hit the like button and subscribe or follow. Have an awesome day.